Hey, let's talk about this cool story, sad story about the coffee shop that went out of business. So this is an actual story of a coffee shop with a amazing location on the lake. They had a back entrance right off the lake where it's a popular trail, and then a front entrance at the parking lot. And so this coffee shop was riddled with signs all over the place that said, keep an eye on your kids, don't touch anything, don't let your kids run around, stay off your cell phone, don't be at the counter with your cell phone, bathrooms are for customers only. Bam, 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 all over. Okay, so I'm there for a couple months, for a couple days a week. And the owners, husband and wife, finally come over at some point to introduce themselves, say hi, ask, hey, you're here all the time. What do you do kind of thing. So at the time, I was a marketer. And so I told them I was a marketer and like, hey, got any ideas for us? And I said, well, actually, yeah. And I talked about the vibe with all the signage. And then specifically, I talked about Ben Franklin and their bathroom. What do those two have to do together? Well, first, let's talk about their bathroom. They have a bathroom at a spot that's wildly busy of people walking back and forth. I said, why don't you use the bathroom as a way to get people in? Because, they are then going to most likely buy something or at least have a really good feeling and sentiment about your place. Immediate defiance. There was no way he was going to do it. So I pointed to him, placard on all the tables. And I said, on Saturday nights, you have live music that's free. And I said, when these people are here listening to live music, I said, do you make them purchase anything? And he said, no, that's their intent. I said, do you prevent them from using the bathroom? And he said, well, no, of course not. I said, so they'll come in for music and be able to use the bathroom. And your intent is that you're giving them this stuff so they reciprocate and buy something. He said, yes. I said, well, instead of just Saturday night for 2 hours, you could have this every hour you're open. Your bathroom could be a really big draw. All right, here's the Ben Franklin story real quick. Instead of butting heads with a legislator that he didn't agree with, he had asked to borrow a rare book. When someone does a small favor for you, like using their bathroom, there's a psychological shift in their brain. It resolves this conflict in their brain of, why did I just do that for them? Right? So this person gave Ben Franklin the rare book. Why did I do it? I must like the situation. I must like them. All right, what does this mean for you? If you have a colleague at work or somebody in your personal life, you don't have to be butting heads like Ben Franklin. But what happens if you want to build a stronger connection or maybe build an ally? What you can do is ask them for their opinion. A simple act of asking rather than just giving is going to make them subtly invest in you, and it's going to trigger an unconscious liking. And so sometimes yes is the best business and personal strategy. Just ask Ben Franklin.